Okay, hello. Um, so to start off my code, I used int main. Um, uh, so this chunk of code is to declare my variables, so that I could reference them in my if statements. So I have four characters: Reinhardt, Soldier, Junkrat, and Mercy. They all have score of 0. Each question I ask them is going to give them a score, as you can see right here. So if I answer like question 1 with a question that matches Reinhardt, he goes up by 1. I have a total of 5 questions, as you can see. So that's this chunk of code. For my first line chunk of code, I have a printf statement and another one. This is going to ask the user what's most important to you, and then it gives you three options to select from. Whatever you input, it either gives one of the characters a another point. So if I were to run it like so, just give it a minute. If it decides to run. Alright, here. So, if I were to input R for respect, it would go towards Soldier, because if you were to input R, it would give Soldier a point. So there's this first chunk of code. This right here gets the keyboard input. It stores it into a variable. The if statement is it just pretty much checks if the user, whatever the user inputs, if they input R, S, H. For the next line of code, it's pretty much the same as the first question, so is the rest of the questions. For this line of chunk of code, the if statement checks if Reinhardt has the biggest score. If Reinhardt is greater than or equal to Junkrat, then Reinhardt gets a point. The same thing with my if-else statements. It just checks whoever has the highest score. And that's pretty much the end of my code.